ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं मवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन्नोतिसीदसादनं श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रेवतु महासरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अस्मिन् गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवाः तां विश्वरूपा पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्द्रेषु मूर्धन्धुहानां धेनुर्वागस्मानुपतिष्ठितैतु व्यासं वसिष्ठनत्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्महृदये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मश्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रीललितामहात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्रीचन्द्रमौळीश्वराय नमः। श्रीकाञ्चीकामकोटिपीठाधिपतिजगद्गुरु श्रीशङ्कराचार्य श्रीचरणयोः प्रणामाः। स्वस्ति श्रीमदखिलभूमण्डलालङ्कारत्रयत्रिंशत्कोटिदेवतासेवित श्रीकामाक्षी देवी सनाथ श्रीमदेकाम्बरनाथ श्रीमहादेवी सनाथ श्रीहस्तिगिरिनाथ साक्षात्कार परमाधिष्ठान सत्यव्रत नामाङ्कित काञ्ची दिव्यक्षेत्रे शारदामठसुस्थितानाम् अतुलित सुधार समाधुर्य कमलासन कामिनी धम्मिल्ल संफुल्ल मल्लिका मालिका निष्यन्द मकरञ्जरी सौवस्तिक वाङ्निकुम्भ विजृम्भणानन्द तुन्दलित मनीष मण्डलानाम् अनवरताद्वैत विद्या विनोद रसिकानां निरन्तरालङ्कृतीकृत शान्तिदान्ति भूम्नां सकल भुवन चक्र प्रतिष्ठापक श्रीचक्र प्रतिष्ठा विख्यात यशोलङ्कृतानां निखिल पाषण्डषण्ड कंटकोद्घाटनेन विशदीकृत वेद वेदांत मार्ग षण्मत प्रतिष्ठापकाचार्याणां श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य श्री जगद्गुरु श्रीमच्छंकर भगवत्पादाचार्याणां अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमच्चंद्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमज्जयेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अन्तेवासिवर्य श्रीमच्छंकर विजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानां च चरणनलिनयोः सप्रश्रयं साञ्जलिबन्धं च नमस्कुर्मः. श्रीगुरुभ्यो நமः. இன்னைக்கு என்னமோ ரொம்ப நாள் கழிச்சு the one moment I was chanting Swasti, I was getting goosebumps. I don't know why. So this is a good thing. So homework கொடுத்ததுல Sita ji has already posted the answers in the group. So it is absolutely correct. There are 6 angas, Vedangas, and primarily they are Shiksha is the first one, which is phonetics or phonology. Meaning என்னன்னா, this is the science of proper articulation and pronunciation, the accentuation of the Vedic letters and syllables. As in one other class I told you, Sanskrit is the only language where they have gone to the extent of telling you how each akshara has to be pronounced, the actual scientific position, guttural, palatal, dental. It tells you again then the aksharam varanam அப்படின்னு, right? So the 6 angas means now this anga, this limb actually represented as the nose of the Veda. So adu nyam vechukonga. So the purpose is to get the accurate musical and phonetic vibration. So if you remember, there was a conversation in the group once. Should we aim at perfection or should we look for God? If you aim for perfection, you will reach God. That is the answer, simple answer. And whether you take Vedas or anything, the amount of effort that has gone in or amount of detailed explanation that has gone in to ensure pronunciations are correct, because we believe aksharas are eternal and it creates vibration when you speak. And when all of us speak or chant, it creates a vibration that has to be positive and not negative. So the perfection is important. Chandas is the meter. So how many chandas are there?
I think there are many, but 7 are common ones. No?
Any other answer?
Anushtup, Drishtup.
what you said is right. Popular is say
Gayatri?
Gayatri is the most popular. Uh, what people know
The
is
same one.
eight chandas only.
Eight.
Totally, actually, there are 36 chandas. So this is the study of the meters and the rhythm and the verse structures, whether they are multiples of 8 syllables or 16 syllables, 24 syllables. Carnatic music, like we say Adi Talam, Rupaka Talam, right? Same way. It helps you maintain that kanak. So imagine the level to which it has been described, that you will chant this particular shloka in this particular chandas. Correct? So there has to be a reason for that. So the composition of the words itself is such that it fits into that meter. So if you randomly start chanting or chopping the words or chopping the meter, or you give extra matra than what it should, you are not getting the desired result. So you can compare scientifically any equal analogy. இப்போ சோனோகிராஃபி எல்லாம் பண்ணுறோம் அப்படின்னாக்கா சோனோகிராஃபி as long as the vibration is the right frequency there, it is good, right? Let us say that the device malfunctions, ரைட்டா? ஸோ இப்போ ஹார்ட்டோட இந்த இடத்துல சைடு வியூ சோனோகிராஃபி எடுக்கிறா அப்படின்னாக்கா இந்த இடத்துல போட்டு இந்த ரிப்ஸ் மேலே suddenly the machine malfunctions and starts vibrating much more or much less than what it is designed. It's not going to give you the result. It can even harm you. So sound is as deadly as air, fire, or any other element if it is not measured in the control. And I may be repeating myself. Evidence to this has been done by one of the Western guys who had conducted the experiment with a champagne flute kept in the middle of a table in an enclosed room with nothing else in that room except some speakers. And they played sound, music. Good sound, nothing happened. When the music turned deadly, the sound waves turned deadly, the champagne flute blasted itself inside that room. Once you see that video, you will believe that, yes, I would rather do proper chanting instead of messing up with the chanting. That's the level of seriousness that you will get in the chanting. So this limb is the feet of the Veda. So the idea is to regulate the exact length, also the poetic flow and the structure of the verses. ஸோ இப்போ காயத்ரி சொல்கிறதையே அதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு டெக்னிக்கோட தான் சொல்லணும். யூ கான் ஜஸ்ட் சேண்ட் காயத்ரி மந்த்ரா ஜஸ்ட் லைக் தட் சொல்கிற மாதிரி படப்பட சொல்லிட்டு போக முடியாது. ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு ஃபாலோ த மீட்டர். Next is Vyakarna. Vyakarna means grammar. The meaning is the analysis of the language, the linguistic structure. So, for example, I'm telling you Hamsaha, Suparno, Bhuja, Gotamaha. So, Hamsas Suparno, that Vyakarna grammar is what we talk about as Vyakarna. This is representing the mouth of the Veda. So, இது வரைக்கும் எவ்வளோ பார்ட்ஸ் கவர் பண்ணியிருக்கோம்? 3. Nose, feet, and mouth.
Nose, feet, and
Mouth. Correct.
Feet and mouth.
Yeah. So here it is required because you have to establish the correct rules of the language to express the ideas precisely. And this was later codified by Panini. Panini made the first attempt in codifying this grammar. ஸோ அதில் வந்து தேவி மாத்மியத்தில் கூட if you see my latest class which I had done, the bharya வர இடத்துல that one if you miss, you're actually praying for the opposite result for your wife than what you intended to. So அந்த அளவுக்கு if you don't know what you're asking for and you continue to keep on chanting, it may not be yielding the desired result. Nirukta means etymology. Etymology means the lexicography of the word. So the meaning of obscure words or linguistic origins. So once I have said, the world of languages is a complete world by itself. There are people who specialize for their entire lifetime studying the languages and origin of languages. There are people who study scripts. Originally, everything was oral, but when humans started to learn to write and use scripts as a means of communication, Script is another world by itself. And then comes the internet, which puts additional confusion on top of all this because you're trying to communicate through a browser or a software like Adobe or something else. So it brings in imperfection in that. அதனால வந்து oral tradition-ஆ இருந்தது. It means why would somebody keep oral tradition for so many millenniums? They knew the limitations of the written form of communication. So in the Nirukta, the limb is the ears of the Veda. So we covered the nose, the feet, the mouth, and now the ears. So it will act like a specialized dictionary that clarifies the original meaning of the difficult or very ancient or archaic words. Archaic words mean there are words that you don't commonly use in your day-to-day life. So one thing I wanted to say about etymology is don't get dragged into the political side of it. For everything that is good, there is also a darker side where people have tried to twist the history, twist the actual roots to suit their convenience and to prop up something else. Ainala, you always go to the depth of the source documents. If you want to learn something, you need to rely on the source documents. Ainala, don't pick up anything on YouTube or anything from the PDF that you find online and then start propagating that. Make sure that you have gone to the roots. So the next anga is Jyotisha, astronomy and astrology. So it's a science that tracks celestial elements or celestial movements and timekeeping. So with the celestial movements come timekeeping. Correct? So unit of dimension time is not just randomly picked up. It is related to the celestial movements and structural calendars. So you see how celestial elements and movements are connected to the definition of time. Time is used for calendars. So this is the limb that represents the eyes of the Vedas. So that is the level of significance and prominence given to astrology and astronomy. And how easily we say, oh, I don't believe in astrology at all, just because I didn't get a good husband or I didn't get a good wife. The problem is not with the science. The problem is starts from your definition and accurate recording of the time of birth and the people who have done your jataka karna. Jataka karna is one samskara in our system. So that is the importance given to that milestone. It depends on the expertise of that person. And then comes the interpretation of that horoscope. So system is not bad. There are deficiencies in the implementation of the system, which is where you don't see the result that you probably expected. Then the last one is the kalpa. Kalpa is the ritual instructions. It gives you all the practical guide, rules, and procedures for performing domestic and public rituals. So when you see all of us sitting and doing certain Purvanga Puja, Uttaranga Puja, or setting up Homagundam, you see the Paristaranams and all the stuff that we do. Then you see all the Patrangals. If there is a Shraddam, you'll see Patrams, different number of Patrams. All those are defined in those sutras, which forms or comes under the Kalpa, ritual instructions. And that is the hands of the Vedas. Okay. So you started with the nose, feet, mouth, ears, eyes, and then hands. Those are the six parts of the Vedas. For the geeks, I'll just spend another 30 seconds. Shiksha, the primary texts are Pratishakya Sutras and Paniniya Shiksha. And in Chandas, there is something called Chanda Shastra. If you want to go down deeper, that will give you all the detailed Chandases. Vyakarna, there are three primary rishis that are accredited with defining the grammar. The most popular one is Panini, who made the first attempt. And he just made life easy for all of us in saying Sanskrit is very easy to learn and easy to understand. Sanskrit is made of only 5,000 sandhis. So if you remember 5,000 sandhis, you are a master of Sanskrit. Not very difficult. So very famous text created by him called Ashtadhyayi. Now, people who are musically inclined, musically knowledgeable, can connect it to Karnataka music, Sangeetam also, and you'll understand how mathematical Carnatic music is. Vartika by Katyayana. That is the second attempt, which is basically an explanatory note on Panini's work. We are so blessed. By the time we are in Kali Yuga, we have got so many people who have done all the homework for us. Okay, you don't understand the main text, I will translate it for you and give it to you. But we don't have time for reading that. Somebody else would have done the extract of that. So finally, R.S. Kumar is going to contribute in that effort in a very small way with Vidyapitha. Oh, you don't have time to do any of these things? Okay, here is one PDF, a 20-minute podcast. But then the quality of input also will be only to that level. It won't be to the original level. Okay. Then Mahabhashya by Patanjali. I don't know how many of you have heard about it, except that Baba Ramdev just adopted the name Patanjali and just made it a word that I don't even feel like uttering. But Patanjali is a great rishi, and his Bhashya, which is basically an effort to clarify both the work of Panini's grammar, 5,000 words, and also the explanatory notes given by Katyayana. The beauty of that is at Annamala University, where my father was a student of this great professor called Dr. P.S. Subramanya Shastri. You can Google him. He used to teach Vedam, Sanskrit, and one of his courses was Patanjali Mahabhashya. So I knew the source of my father's Vedic knowledge and what he passed on to me from a young age. Beauty is when my older sister got married, my Atimbir is also a Samavedi, educated Samavedi, and my father learned that his grandfather is Dr. P.S. Subramanya Shastri. So Dr. P.S. Subramanya Shastri was no more, but his younger brother was the chief architect of my sister's wedding. So he sat next to my house Vadiyar and made sure that everything was done. So everybody was blessed with lunch at about 4:30 in the evening because he wanted to make sure that everything is done properly. But that is not important. The notes that he used for conducting those classes were all in the family members' house. They retained all the handwritten notes that he used for those classes. Suddenly, the family members decided to say, okay, this knowledge is not just ours, it should be given to people. They took upon a project to convert that into book. I don't know whether they have released it as a commercial book, but the book is titled Patanjali Mahabhashya. And moment I heard about that, I was the first one to donate because I believe in such things that we need to preserve the legacy. Because I donated, I got copies of every edition that they did, and they got tired of sending it to me. And I don't have any more space in my library. Those who have come to my house, you'll know the library size. It's overflowing. I have about 18 volumes. Each volume is this thick. Just the notes. So understand the depth of all this information that we have at our disposal is what I'm trying to say. So you learn to chant well, you understand the meanings of the words, you will see the quality of chanting improves, and your ability to perceive the whole thing is good. And that is where the Falasuti is going to make sense to you, right? And there are people who have asked questions. Again, I'll just give one more addition. Intelligent questions from the current generation, Gen Z. They have argued with their parents. Okay, I have learned. I've got Poonal because you told me to do Upakarma. I've got my Poonal now. Good. Poonal is January, by the way. So uh, I know the Gayatri Mantra. Why do you want me to chant it loud? It is embarrassing. Logical question, right? So the question is to be answered in a proper way that the effect of what you're trying to do comes through the correct chanting with the Swara Matra Balam. Manasikam is the most advanced level where you can feel the vibrations of what you would have done otherwise by chanting externally. You will feel it inside. Until you achieve that level of perfection, Manasika chanting has got no effect. So you have to chant it loudly, clearly, which I think was the question that was asked last time. So I just thought of making sure that that is understood. So Vedangas is so important. And thank you for doing that research and keeping me also on toes that I had given some homework which I also forget. All right, so we stopped at 20. We will start from shloka number 21. All right. Did I put all of you to sleep early morning? No. Okay. Good. So, Marichirdamanohamsas Suparno Bhujagottamah Marichirdamanohamsas Suparno Bhujagottamah Hiranyanaಭಃ Sutapah Padmanabhah Prajapatihi Hiranyanaಭಃ Sutapah Padmanabhah Prajapatihi. So the literal meaning of the shloka is he is the ray of the sun. He is the subduer. Subduer means when you're too excited, jumping up and down and highly overactive. He is the subduer. He will calm you down. He is the cosmic swan. He is the beautifully winged Lord Garuda, foremost amongst serpents, golden naveled, which is golden nabhi, of pure austerity. You see, now there is a physical attribute and then there is a form of pure austerity, which is character, and Lord of all creatures, Lord of all beings. He is Marichihi. Marichir means Marichihi. Damanaha will becomes Marichir Damano. A ray of effulgence, pages. Damanaha, subduer of the unruly. Hamsaha, the cosmic swan, distinguishing the real from unreal. Ahamsaha means I am that. Suparnaha, the beautifully winged one whose wings are the two Vedas. Bhujagottamaha, foremost among serpents. Ananta form. Ananta Padmanabhan, you must have heard of the word, right? Hiranyanabhaha, again, golden naveled. Sutapaha, of beautiful tapas. Sutapaha, if you split it, that is how it is. Hence the avatar of Sutapas. Padmanabhaha, lotus naveled, source of Brahma. And Prajapatihi, Lord of all creatures. So this talks about his cosmic flight, the ascetic depth, and lordship of progeny, all converge in one shloka. Amrityus sarvadrik singhas sandhata sandhiman sthirah. Amrityus sarvadrik singhas sandhata sandhiman sthirah. Ajo durmarshana shasta Vishrutatma surariha. Again, there is a tendency for people when as soon as you see words like surariha, by default you will end up in saying surariha ha, but there is no visarga here. So you have to be very careful. Sometimes in your own habit you will say surariha ha, but that will change the meaning. So here the meaning of this shloka is he is the deathless. There is no death. He is the all-seeing. He keeps an eye on everything. He is the lion. He is the joiner. Sandhatana, joiner. The holder of joints. Firm, unborn, intolerable to evil. The teacher, the famed self, slayer of the God's enemies. So here, Amrutyuhu, death free, free from any decay. Sarvadrik, the all-seer. Simhaha, the lion. And it has got a dual meaning here. The physical part where it's both Narasimha and the kingly form of Dharma. That is the second meaning of that. Sandhata, the joiner together of all beings into unity. Now, here I will give you one clue where you need to understand as human being what you are. Right? I use the word joiner. Natural tendency of many people will be, oh, joiner means they are sticking everybody together like a Fevicol glue. Very natural. But joiner means just bringing in unity amongst people. It's not like a physical joining. So how you hear words from somebody or read something and you interpret, it makes a lot of difference. So the context is to be understood. That is the point I'm trying to make here. Don't pick words in the literal sense. Oh, you said he's deathless. He is the Adi. Then you're saying death. Aren't all these things contradictory? So don't try to go back to that same five senses interpretation. Touch, see, believe, hear, and taste. It doesn't. The world doesn't revolve around that. Understand the principle. So you will then get to the real meaning of the words and take the context. The same word in a different context can mean different things. Sandhiman, he who maintains the cosmic junctures. It is not like the cosmic elements don't clash with each other. They do collide. They burn. They blast. They disappear, or they form new planets. That happens continuously all the time. Sthiraha, firmly established. Ajaha means ajo durmarshana. Ajaha means unborn. Durmarshanaha, intolerable to those who flout dharma. Dharma here again is not religion. Over and over again. And every one of you that is learning like this, keep talking about it in your own circles. Let the news spread. When we talk of Sanatana Dharma, it is not like a dharma as a religion. Okay? Sashta, the teacher and the chastiser. Chastise means kandikirat. I don't know what is the immediate Hindi word. Reprimand. That's the correct word. Your chastised न चलवा लिया. हिंदी में अगर शब्द याद आएगा तो मैं बताता हूँ बाद में. Vishnutatma, the universally famed self. Surariha, the slayer of the gods' enemies. Lordship of cosmic time and protection converge here in this shloka. Gurur Gurutamo Dhama Satya Satya Parakramah. Again, Satya Parakramah, not Satya Parakramah. There is no ip there. Gurur Gurutamo Dhama Satya Satya Parakramah. Nimisho Nimishasragvi Vachaspatirudaradhihi. Dhi is Dhirgam. So Visarga will follow the previous Akshara. So Dhi means he. And you have to have the patience to complete the he. Don't apply break there. You have to give the same amount of matra for Visarga as Dhi. After Nimisho, Sho is the softer Sha. There is a Avagraha. So you Nimisho, Nimishasragvi, extra matra kodukano. So this is shloka number 23, in case people are tracking the numbers. The meaning of this shloka is, he is the teacher of teachers. supreme abode, true and of true valor. Valor means strength. The winker and the unwinking, the garlanded, garland, mala, the Lord of the speech and of generous insight. He is Guru, the spiritual teacher. Guru Tamaha, the greatest of teachers, even of the gods through who is the greatest of the teachers? தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும் உங்களுக்கு.
Philosophy.
Huh? No Vaishnava here. Okay. So Hayagriva. Okay. So Dhama, the supreme Dhama means the supreme abode and light. Dham சொல்றோம்ல இந்தியில, we say Dham in Hindi, that is Dhama, supreme abode and light. Satyah, truth itself. Satya Parakramaha, he whose valor serves truth. Nimishah, he who closes his eyes at pralaya, dissolution. Animishah, the unwinking in waking awareness as Matsya, the inner witness. Very, very key meaning here. Nicely embedded into one small word. And again, if you try to get into the meaning of that word, it is a world by itself. You can learn so many things. So I'm going to repeat it. So if you note down, please do the homework of why it is so important. Animishaha, the unwinking in waking awareness as Matsya, the inner witness. Sragvi, garlanded with the cosmic Vaijayanti, new word. Again, you can do the homework on that. Vachaspatir Udar Radhihi, Vachaspatir Udaradhihi, Lord of speech and of magnanimous intelligence. So here the focus is all about him being a teacher, an inner witness, and the word. So you see slowly how the topic is getting expanded. He is the word. From the word, the Akshara, eternality. And what Akshara is, again, you can spend 1 hour in just talking about Aksharas. I don't see any text anywhere in the world that can compare with the knowledge that we have. We are talking of one shloka, one word, one word's meaning. And we are saying we can talk about 1 hour. Show me one book that has got this depth. So try to elaborate that the depth of all what we are having and why we are chanting all these things. Next one, 24th. Agranir Gramanish Sriman Nyayo Neta Samiranah. Agranir Gramanish Sriman Nyayo Neta Samiranah. Sahasramurdha Vishwatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. This word Sahasrapat should ring in your ear from MS Subalakshmi's chanting. If not, go back, pause, play that shloka again and again. Then you will understand the meaning of matra forever in your life. She will bring in a very special intonation to accentuate and highlight the importance of matra there.
Sahasrapat.
Yes,
Right?
including the halant at the end.
Yes.
You will never see her or hear her chanting Sahasrapat. Imagine MS Subalakshmi chanting Sahasrapat. Not going to happen. That is the perfection that all of us should aim. Whether we get it or not, it's a different story, but at least the intent and the effort should be there. So Sahasramurdha Vishwatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat. So he is the foremost leader, the village leader, the wealthy, justice, again the guide, the wind mover. He is the 1,000-headed cosmic self, 1,000-eyed, 1,000-footed. So you're coming back to the physical attributes. He is Agranihi, the foremost leader, Gramanihi, the village leader, the gatherer of beings. So, moment the word village is used, don't think of your gramam, physical. Is the gatherer of beings. Sriman, the wealthy of all glories. Nyayaha, justice or the right reasoning. Neta, the leader of beings. When you come to Nyayaha, again, it's a world by itself. And if people don't have the time to read all these books and understand the meaning, there is another shortest version that is available in Kali Yuga. Yash Chopra's Mahabharata. Very easy. Just like Devoka De Mahadev teaches you many things, here also you can learn many things. Go back and pull the serial, and if you've watched it, how many times Lord Krishna has been questioned. Why is it that whatever you say becomes dharma or nyaya? Who are you? Why should I believe you? So I've given you a clue. Try to rewind, replay. If you don't have the CDs, you can also find that in the YouTube. Fortunately, they have put everything on the YouTube, different episodes. You can do Google and you can find out and watch it. That's one of my pastimes. I keep watching it over and over again for the last so many years because I try to extract some meaning or somewhere from some episodes from all of these things. So, but that is not my source of information, by the way. But I just use it to keep me active and keep me constantly thinking. Neta, the leader of beings. Samiranaha, the mover of the cosmic wind. Sahasramurdha, 1,000-headed cosmic Purusha. Sahasramurdha means 1,000-headed cosmic Purusha. Vishwatma, the self of the universe. Sahasrakshas, 1,000-eyed. Akshahana, eye. Sahasra is 1,000. Sahasraksha. And Sahasrapat. Path is a, obviously you know from the word itself. Path, padam, that is the root derivative. So it is referring to 1,000-footed. So the Purusha Sukta's vision is fully invoked here. Okay. How many more minutes are there? There are more than 20 minutes. 20 minutes, okay. So far, so good. You just can raise your thumb if you say, hey, don't go too much into detail. That's fine.
Absolutely fine,
Yeah,
Guruji.
okay. Sometimes it becomes difficult, especially morning classes. It becomes difficult for me to keep track of how deep I'm going and whether I'm digressing or not. And that's where Jayashri ji's video helps me stay focused there. So, okay. So, Shloka number 25. Avartano nivrittatma samvritas sampramardanah. Avartano nivrittatma संवृतः संप्रमर्दनः अहः संवर्तको वह्निरनिलो धरणीधरः अहः संवर्तको वह्निरनिलो धरणीधरः. Anybody can say a lot of nuance in this particular shloka, nuance of chanting. If you
But
can,
he,
yeah.
One he, we can say one. Waters, I don't know, Guruji.
Okay. First and foremost, Avartano Nivrittatma. Nivrittatma. It is supposed to be chanted clearly. Samvrita Anunasika. It is not Anuswara. Anuswara gets converted to Anunasika. Samvritaha becomes Samvritas. Sam Pramar Danaha. Danaha is soft, not Dhanaha. Ahas Samvartako. Again Anunasika. Vahnihi and Anilo becomes Vahni Ranilo. So you can't chop that word. You'll have to grab it together and chant it. And Dharani Dharaha. Dha for hard. Mahaprana. So the meaning of this is he is the cosmos.
Guruji, one doubt. Like Brahma, the one he also, there's a rule that
I know where you're
the
heading with
wind
that.
should come
I
first.
know where you're heading with that. There was an
Okay.
offline conversation there, so I don't want to make it live on
Okay,
YouTube
okay,
here.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yes. Go back to the same thing, Brahma, and the initial explanation I gave. So I know it is being taught as one he, and I'm teaching as Vahni. I'm aware of that. So he is the cosmic revolver. He is the self withdrawn. He is encompassed. He is the great crusher. He is the day. He is the year end, Samvartaka. He is the fire. He is the wind. And he is the bearer of the earth. So he is Avartanaha, the revolver of the wheel of Samsara. So if I just give you the meaning of cosmic revolver, what does he revolve? 1,000 questions. Context is important. The context is the wheel of Samsara and the cosmic order. Nivrittatma, self withdrawn from worldly entanglement. I need an iPhone. I need diamond earrings. All of these things are entanglement. So, self withdrawn from worldly entanglement. Samvritaha, covered or encompassed by Maya for the unenlightened. The reference is to all of us. Sampramardanaha, the great crusher of evil at Pralaya. Ahaha, day or light of consciousness. எப்படி ஒரே வேர்டில் in one single word there are two meanings for it. And that is driven contextually. Samvartakaha, the dissolving fire at Pralaya. Vahnihi, Agni, the carrier of oblations. Anilaha refers to Vayu, ever moving life breath. And Dharani Dharaha, the bearer of the earth as Adishesha and Varaha. I'm giving you opportunities where you would have heard different words at different contexts, different times. You can now connect the dots. Okay. So here he is being referred to as the time, the fire, the wind, and earth. So the focus is more on different elements. Shloka number 26. Suprasada prasannatma Vishwadhrag Vishwabhug Vibhuhu. Very carefully split it, practice it over and over again before you combine it and chant it as one word. Vishwa Dhrug, Vishwa Bhug, and Vibhuhu. I hope that helps. Satkarta Satkrita Sadhur, Satkarta Satkrita Sadhur, Jahnur Narayano Naraha, Satkarta Satkritas Sadhur, Jahnur Narayano Naraha. So the meaning of this, the literal meaning of this shloka is, he is supremely gracious, of joyful self, beholder, eater, sustainer of the universe, doer of good, well honored, the saint. He is the Jahnu. He is Narayana and Nara. Suprasadaha means supreme grace. Prasannatma, of ever joyful self. Vishwadhrik, we've already heard this before. Beholder and holder of the universe. Vishwabhuk, enjoyer of the universe. Vibhuhu, the all pervading great one. Satkarta, the doer of good. Satkritah, the well honored by the wise. Wise means wise people. Sadhuhu, the saint. Sadhuhu na odane don't imagine the saffron veshti. So those associations have to be disassociated. You can be perfectly in a nice tie and suit and still you can become a sadhu if you want to be. Sadhu is by way of who you are rather than by your attire. And I'm sure there is enough evidence. Everybody that wears a saffron cloth is not a sadhu. And I'm saying this very openly because I keep getting asked this question again and again. And no ill meaning for anybody else. As I said, I don't judge people, I don't make pass comments. But it hurts a little bit when somebody says, oh, Baba Ramdev is Acharya, Shankaracharya is also Acharya. I said, no, boss, these are two different worlds. Arctica and Antarctica, don't even go there. And that is very important for us to tell our people, our children, that don't just go by color of the attire. That doesn't make somebody a sannyasi or a saint. It is by who you are, what kind of life you live, and what you stand for. Jahnuhu, the leader who leads away. The leader who leads away. There is another meaning here, which is called the Bhagirath's father figure, who lets Ganga flow. Narayanaha, resting upon the cosmic waters. He is also the abode of beings. Again, a fresh reminder to us. He is the abode of beings, not just human beings, all beings. And Naraha, the eternal man, the self of every man. Again, don't go into literal translations. Man means woman kadayada. Why are you discriminating? Abdin po mudiyadu. Okay, these are principles. Grace and human nearness join with cosmic vastness. That is what this shloka is doing. Shloka number 27. Those who are having the Sanskrit script, you will see there is a typographical error. It is Asankhyeyo prameyatma. It is sankh. Ink is come out as something different. I'll fix it. Asankhyeyo prameyatma vishishtash shishtakruchuchihi. Asankhyeyo. Kha வந்து hard. Heyo. Vishishtaha. V, she hard, ish soft, T hard, T soft. Same way, shishta, she hard, ish soft, ta soft. Krich, ich goes with kr, allows you to chant chuchihi, chu hard, chi soft. Siddhartas, siddha sankalpas, siddhidas, siddhi sadhanah. Siddhartas, siddha sankalpas, siddhidas, siddhi sadhanah. Here the meaning is he is innumerable, asankhyeyo, of immeasurable self, distinguished, the maker of the disciplined. He is pure, of accomplished aim and resolve, the giver of the perfection and its very means. The second part is even more important than the first half. The giver of perfection and its very means. So if somebody is setting the standard for you, saying that you have to be very perfect, it's just not enough by saying, oh, no, all of you are learning from me, so make sure that you are very perfect in chanting. Correct? It doesn't work like that. So somebody will ask, okay, how do I get to perfection? I've got these 5 problems. Somebody has to teach you the means to perfection, how to achieve that perfection. So that's even more important for ensuring that the ultimate goal is achieved. So asankhya, beyond all counting. Sankhya na counting. So beyond all counting. Aprameyatma, the self that admits no measure, immeasurable. Visishtaha, the distinguished or the excellent. Shishtakrit, maker of the disciplined, refiner of his devotees. So the very fact that you're committed to chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam, you have belief in him. He is there with you to guide you to perfection, to guide you to understand the Sahasranamam itself. And where do you achieve the or lay the foundation for that? Can anyone say it quickly? Never expected the curveball, the googly, huh?
What's the question, Guruji?
He said he is there to help you, guide you to perfection. Where are you laying the foundation for that? Dhyana Shlokam. So remember the words when I said explain about Dhyana Shlokam. Dhyana Shlokam is not like one paragraph or one page of PDF I'm chanting. You describe the Lord, you describe the God. Dhyana Avahana means virtually or inviting to come reside with me, inside me. Until you say Vimokam, thank you, bye bye. So you have to believe in that. Then when you chant those Dhyana Shlokas, you're literally He is there in you, with you. And when those feelings are there and you believe in that, the doubt should never arise. How is He going to be there with me to ensure that I chant to perfection? First, everything starts with the belief system. Put your faith and belief in that. Only then you will achieve the desired result. Unless somebody can prove to me that, I have been a naysayer all my life and still I've been very successful. I would love to learn that. Again, you can guide me to perfection there if you have a solution for that. I don't think it exists. So first believe that it is possible. Shuchihi, purity itself. Siddhartha, he whose every aim is accomplished. Siddhartha means he whose every aim is accomplished. Siddha Sankalpaha, whose every resolve fructifies. I would take this dialogue any day better than Salman Khan's day. The movies he says that bit gets more popular. Once I say something, I'm doing it, or Rajnikant's dialogues. So forget all that stuff. Let's remember Lord Vishnu's dialogue, right? Once he takes a aim, ensures that it is accomplished. And again, once you resolve something, he'll ensure that it is fructified. Siddhidaha, giver of accomplishment to the seeker. A very important element is given here. And let me see how many of you can pick it up. Siddhidaha is the giver of accomplishment to every seeker. What are the key words, key takeaways in that? You have to be humble. You have to ask. You have to have the commitment to pursue. I'll just finish quickly because maybe it's under a minute. Siddhi sadhanaha, the very means by which siddhi is gained. Very means. So innumerability and intimate help giving are one in him. That is the essence of this shloka. So I'll again elaborate a little bit on the siddha sankalpa, etc. in the next class. I hope this was very useful. I wanted to finish up to 30, but I got carried away somewhere, but I'll recover it in the next class. Okay? Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you, Guruji.
Sure.